10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban.
Dark Seer.
Dire team pick.
Dazzle.
Dire team pick.
Gyrocopter.
Welcome back, everybody. That's game number 2 now between Monkey Business and Team Empire. I'm Capitalist, joined by Durka. Hi. Game number 1 was a little rough. For Team Empire, anyway.
I think it's rough for both teams. Like,
it really
okay,
was.
Monkey Business won, and they probably in the back of their minds thought we've got Miracle Anti-Mage, you know, he's going to carry us and stuff like that. But there were some definite missed calls when they wanted to sort of initiate and disengage from team fights. But that's also in part down to what Empire had in their draft as well. You know, glimpse back, blink call, they had all sorts of crap just being flung towards Monkey Business. But in the end, Anti-Mage prevailed. Usually it's monkeys flinging things at other people. Yeah, I know, that was the joke, but thanks for pointing it out.
Alright. Get into our game number 2 draft here. We're going to see Darkseer once again picked up by Team Empire. Monkey Business not responding with the Dazzle Tusk. That's because the Tusk is banned away in the first 1-2 by Empire. So instead, they get, well, a hero that's good for them, but a hero that actually fits Empire quite well as well. The Gyrocopter going their way. Team Empire immediately responding with the Winter Wyvern, though. If you can't have the Dazzle, they're gonna go the Winter Wyvern, it feels. Like, Dazzle, Winter Wyvern, or Ancient Apparition. Those are like their 3 sort of defensive, passive supports that they pick up.
Throw a Lich in there every now and then. If they
true,
want to go like the dual offlane kind of business, but... Yeah, definitely. Now, I wonder if we'll see Miracle go for the Rapier Gyro this game and dive Fountain, which he got a little bit of flack from his teammates for, you know, Fly telling him, buy MKB, go Monkey King Bar, Miracle, buy Monkey King Bar, and he buys a Rapier and just goes, you know, he goes in, definitely. But interesting Earthshaker ban. This is a hero that's, you know, not fallen off the map completely, but has definitely dropped in terms of being a very high tier pick previously, you know, being first 1-2 for the entirety of the last patch almost, with SF plus ES or Lina plus ES. Now, the majority of the time we do see it towards the offlane, but it's a great hero for initiating into Darkseer and Wyvern, follow through with cooldowns, and you can set things up nicely, and Moonmeander, definitely a very proficient player on it.
Yeah, I think in general, the idea being that Team Empire looking at this going, okay, they've got a Dazzle and a Gyrocopter, that says a lot of team fight. Right? And if you're seeing a lot of team fight, you want to be able to stop that progression. And I would say that Beastmaster and Earthshaker are probably some of the best heroes that, like, Earthshaker, I think, makes up for some of Dazzle's weaknesses. Like, he's got a lot of stuns. Plus, he's great initiation. He's got a lot of really good early roaming power. Very similar to the Tusk. So you kind of make up for the passiveness and defensive nature of the Dazzle with this great team fighting support that's able to put pressure early on in the Earthshaker. And yeah, and you said Moonmeander, offlane, Beastmaster, or even the No-Tail. Mid Beastmaster. Actually, that's been more popular for them, hasn't it? Yeah. So instead they go for the Slardar offlane.
Minus armor.
I love Slardar. I've been having a bit of a love affair with him lately, playing the offlane Slardar.
Have you?
It's a lot of fun.
Max,
Pick up Tranquil Boots.
Yeah.
just running all over the map. I feel like I'm a Night Stalker 24/7, you know? I'm just like, meep. I'm just running around, doing what I want. No one can really stop me. I run into a Doom. He dooms me, but I already have Sprint activated, so it's like, whatever, dude, I'm out.
See ya, bro.
There's nothing he can really do. And yeah, as you said, that this is the one big thing that if you want to compare notes on offlaners and what they can provide, no one provides this very special amplified damage factor. The huge amount of minus armor plus vision, which is quite helpful. I mean, we saw the way the bounty hunter was so prevalent in the previous patch because of that vision, and once it got nerfed, he, you know, got stepped down pretty hard.
Yeah, this is something that Empire were running in the early stages of the year. D2CL was back in March, and they were running Bounty Hunter. They were running, obviously Sniper was still a pretty top tier pick, but there was Gyrocopter, Slardar, Bounty Hunter, Disruptor, and they played the full vision game. They would run around looking for kills, and they'd flak people down. They'd get that minus armor as well. So Slardar does pair up nicely with the Gyro. They've got the Weave on top of that as well. So this Gyrocopter is going to be pumping out tons of damage, even before he gets a good damage item. So he can just tank himself up, make sure he wins his lane, and, well, Team Empire, they don't want that to happen. With the Lich picked up, indicative of dual lanes, but where? Because Lich Wyvern isn't the greatest defensive tri-lane, I feel.
I guess you're running Lich with the Darkseer? Lich mid. Darkseer solo off lane, a mid Lich. And then Winter Wyvern babysitting whoever's bottom. I do think they've countered the Slardar pretty well. First of all, Slardar's nuke is physical damage, so the Winter Wyvern, the Cold Embrace at the right times can actually save you a lot of damage. It's a heal, it prevents physical damage, which is all what Slardar is all about. You've also got the Lich now with the maxed out ice armor. You almost completely cancel out level 1 of amplify damage. It's 9 armor compared to the minus 10 out from Slardar. And Monkey Business are actually going to go for the Nature's Prophet now, so this is very interesting indeed, because we either have an odd mid laner or we have a support Slardar or something. Yeah, because Nature's Prophet, like, it could be mid Nature's Prophet, it could be mid Gyrocopter.
5 seconds remaining.
But I almost feel like the Slardar's been addressed to a point where you want to make him less prevalent.
This is something, this is something we saw them do. I can't remember when it was, but they ran that kind of wonky Tusk plus Slardar dual support, right? And they just run around going snowball and crushing people. Here, though, you don't have the setup for Slardar, so you just have to kind of run at you.
That's a very important part, right? It's the fact that you're missing out on that kind of early initiation. Because the Slardar's movement speed, once you have levels, is amazing. Once you have Tranquil Boots, you have maxed out sprint, like, boom, you 5-2-2 all day. But level 1, level 2, especially when you don't have boots, like if you're a support, your first rotation doesn't go well, you're going to fall behind pretty fast, I think, because your ganking efficiency is totally dependent on those early levels. So I guess we'll see as time goes on what Team Empire feel it is. They're going to be Juggernaut banned away by Monkey Business. The sustained by the healing ward would actually be really strong here when you already have some good saving mechanisms between the mech that's going to be on the Darkseer, the Winter Wyvern, and the Lich, both making it hard to cut down those heroes. They actually ban away the Venomancer, so they're afraid of a support Slardar and still a mid left over.
I guess Fly could potentially play support Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, support Furion, that's also another option.
But Team Empire go with a mid tiny, and this hero has seen a lot of success recently, even without the Wisp pairing up with him. When you add in the Lich mid, I can't remember the last time I saw this, but we used to see Wagamama's old team going Crystal Maiden Anti-Mage mid, and we definitely used to see Lich mid dual lanes as well. But this was even before the sacrifice buff up onto him.
Yeah.
It's going to be difficult for Monkey Business to actually get their lanes locked down and actually secured, because Darkseer is decently good up on the top lane.
I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what's happening.
It keeps resetting. Like, I fiddled with it the other day, and I could never get it to stay from day to day.
Okay, I guess I'll have to check it out every single time, eh? It's weird. We didn't reload the presentation or anything. So I don't know why it got dark again. Sorry about that. I guess that'll just have to be something I check before every scene change.
I honestly have no idea what they pick up here. Well, I didn't see that coming.
Nor did I. So this is a mid brewmaster, right?
I'd assume so.
Yeah. I mean, you could still run the mid Furion. You could still run a support. I mean, it could be mid Brewmaster and support Slardar, mid Brewmaster, support Furion. I never went into the idea of the support Furion because then you'd have a Dazzle and a Furion, 2 supports without a stun. And
Yeah.
I really hate that setup. I for the same reason I really hate Dazzle Rubik. I think it's way too passive. Doesn't offer you enough damage. Team Empire, how many stuns do you have? Slardar? Brewmaster Ultimate, Homing Whistle. You pick up something really mobile here, don't you? Slark.
10 seconds remaining.
Oh yeah.
And AM is still in the pool. I'm not sure if you actually
5
want that
seconds
hero,
remaining.
but he's there.
Who's it for? This is gonna be. Oh,
Okay, Queen of Pain. So silent safe lane, Queen of Pain.
That's what I'm thinking. As
Yeah,
well.
just because. I mean, the last time I watched Team Empire was a silent co-op, so I guess that's probably part of the reason why I'm leaning towards that.
It's gonna be super good in dual lanes as well.
Yeah, we're right. It is going to be a support Slardar.
Feels weird. I guess you're getting double minus armor from your supports, and Slardar. Well, you just want him to hit level 6. Sure, he's good with items and he
Yeah.
scales decently, but if you get him like you said with tranquil boots, he's good enough running himself around. So, we'll see. Monkey business. Changing their draft up midway through. But Miracle Jarkov to safe lane, Moon Meander, Nature's Prophet, and mid Brewmaster for no tail, crit and fly on his Slardar and Dazzle. Laning phase. Wait, hang on a second. Is Moon just gonna go into the jungle? No, right?
No.
Crit's just running down for an Obs Ward.
Yeah, I'm sure it's just when he does Crit actually have level 1 of sprint?
He's not leveled anything yet.
No. Okay. I was about to say that would be really weird, but I thought maybe he'd go like boots, sprint, and like instead of making the TP play.
Like the puck with the illusory orb.
Yeah, but that would leave you with no level 1 power, and that would be really silly. So just use the boots to get the early ward out. Now, this is not a ward that blocks, but it is a ward that is unlikely to be blocked, because if you're looking for counters, you're going to look for the camps that block out this area. So you usually place it here and there. And if you're looking for wards that just give vision, you're looking in this awkward area, which usually means a counter ward around here. So this kind of area is usually completely wide open. So I like that a lot. Smart decision by Crit. Looks like they're set up for the bottom lane. Pretty typical Dire side. You don't want to be fighting into the top rune just because this cliff area, you've got the superior vision on the side of the Radiant. Managed to get the stun onto Silent, forcing out the blink. Good job.
That's big.
Yeah.
Forcing blink level 1, so he's got no Shadow Strike to actually harass down Nature's Prophet or the Slardar.
Looks like Moon may have actually missed his... he should have been going for a block here, but I think he missed his timing.
The Treants are quick enough. They are quick enough.
Go! March, march, march!
He's not blocking it off, though.
Weird. Okay. Is there something about forcing Blink level 1 that wouldn't want you to block? That doesn't make any sense. No? Okay. Yeah, he's...
Maybe with the next wave he pulls across, like he drags the wave. He's not going for it. Maybe Crit can do it. Huh? I guess they want Silent just being harassed out.
Yeah, this is going to be a really tough lane for Silent. I mean, it's already bad enough against a Furion, I feel. But you really need the extra support in lane. No fear, making his way over here. Meanwhile, the middle lane, we do have that mid-lich that we were talking about earlier, Yoku. Actually going for the combination here, toss back, and does have a... Never mind, doesn't have the mana for it.
Blast?
Looks like... Oh, Aloha Dance had it. If he didn't go for the right click, instead just kept on going and went for the blast, I think he gets that kill. He probably has to dive a bit further for it, but he gets the kill and then has to dive for it. So Resolution, in the meantime, has actually got his level 2. So,
yeah, even with the Dazzle, they're able to harass out. Like, this is a really good lane against the Darks here. Dazzle plus Gyro. Should be able to force Resolution out a little bit. I'm just wondering down at bottom lane what the Slardar brings to the table.
Yeah, as opposed to any other support that had a stun.
But I guess it was like you were saying, they were looking at Slardar being the one roll or the off lane, and then having to change their idea because that Lich pick.
Yeah. That sounds pretty feasible. Aloha Dance going to be caught out by Moon. Moon, with the early TPs, man, always on point. He's going to go for the block out with a Treant and just right-clicks them away. Aloha Dance, oh, just barely managed to get around that one and actually will be able to escape, it seems. Meantime, Slardar will go ahead and soak up that experience. I suppose this is one thing, while Furion can TP around and play aggressive and maybe even go into the jungle, Slardar is like he's like a 3.5, right? He's not going to be your traditional 4-position support. He's going to get a lot more than you would normally expect.
Yeah, definitely. And with the boots first, they're looking to control all the runes as well. Try and limit what this mid lane can get. Because Yoku plus Aloha Dance in mid, they don't really have that rune control hero. I think the Lich is going to be spending a lot of time stacking a large camp for the Tiny, just to make sure he has some kind of comeback mechanism, as Resolution's forced out of lane already. It's only going to get worse from here.
Yeah. I mean, he is at least getting levels. That's the one thing.
He's got the blink.
Middle lane, they're going to go for no-tail here. Toss back. And they will have another blast. They can actually quite easily get this kill if they just actually land their right clicks. That's the question. Yoku, he's not missing at all. I think No-Tail realized that the only way he was going to get out is if Yoku missed some hits, and that's why he threw out that Drunken Brawl, but that doesn't actually work out for him. That's going to be your first blood.
And he fully completes his magic wand, so Bottle, nowhere near for this Brewmaster. Poor man's shield, magic wand, just trying to deal with the Lich harass coming out of him. It's Brewmaster's one of these weird heroes that has these, big swings in how strong he is in the game. He can't flash farm, he relies very heavily on his ultimate and level 6, but once you get Arcane Boots blink on him, he just jumps around looking for fights. So yeah. Darkseer, you can get taken out of the fight, stop the Queen of Pain when she tries to blink away, and you offer so much more control for the Gyrocopter to come in and do the damage.
Crit. Going for that 4-minute rune. Oh, and a regeneration. He's missing a lot of HP, so lucky him. Where is he going to go with this? He's only got the level 1 sprint, so 420 movement speed, not the greatest. Once he gets level 4, though, it'll look significantly better. Looks like they may try and go no fear. His sprint runs out, so they'll have to wait for that. I just don't see how they're ever going to be able to actually get a kill here. The Winter Wyvern flies away, and the Queen of Pain blinks away.
Yeah, I'm not sure. They are limiting Silent. Silent's not getting free farm, so they're kind of putting a little hold on him, but it's not amazing.
Yeah, he's still 30-7, higher than everyone else. The only reason Miracle doesn't have more farm is because he's dealing with the Darkseer, so he's having to last hit up against the tower quite a bit, or uses flat cannon, which sometimes.
Yeah. They're doing a good job. It's all in balance. They're doing a good job in stopping Resolution getting too many levels and too much farm himself.
Mm-hmm.
While, like you mentioned earlier, the Slardar, what is he up to now? Level 3.5, so close to level 4. And with the phase boots over on Gyrocopter, this is where he starts to really take a stranglehold on this lane and control Resolution even more. So start to look out for Fly, TPing in towards mid, trying to save No-Tail, and maybe turn around these aggressive plays from Yoku.
Resolution 22-0. So, it's one of those weird lanes. Sometimes you see lanes against Darkseer where you're just trying to, make sure he never gets the level 2, right? Where support is super dedicated and shutting him out. This is definitely not one of those lanes. What the lane is meant to do, middle. No-Tail takes some damage. Looks like they're actually going to be able to kill Yoku here, especially with Moon coming in from the side. They're going to turn 1 kill into 2, perhaps, as the Aloha Dance is forced to battle it out against... Oh, he actually barely managed to survive through all of that. And Yoku, he's going to be able to escape as well. No.
No.
Oh, I was so close. So close.
Lich killed Moon, though. They did trade. But Moonmeow, they're getting hit by that tower a little bit too much.
What, so Lich ran back in?
Looks like Lich got... I didn't actually see it. But
yeah, because I looked at it, I was watching it, and it looked like he was fine, and then Moon also should have been fine.
Got the kill and crit down at bot.
What? Alright, well that's no good. Toss forward.
Everybody dies at once.
A bit of damage. Oh, they're actually really committing for this one with the Ion Shell. They can easily get this one, the toss up in the air, and No-Tail's dead.
Nice.
Crit managed to get a two-man stun. Moon Meander can complete a teleport here sometime soon, but it looks like they feel they don't have enough damage, and that's probably right. Yoku's ready to turn things around. In fact, he's going to go for crit next up. Another surge. Combination. Not quite enough mana. Pop it. Oh, he gets it in the end. Double kill there for Yoku. You got to play dangerously around this tiniest. I can't remember, like, going back to the Dota 1 days, this was all the rage. Mid-tiny.
Oh, yeah.
And then we never saw it. Once we transferred into Dota 2, it was just non-existent. Like, everyone would only run it as a carry.
Sing used to play it in pubs. A lot of people used to play it in pubs. You know, the Blink Arcane's Dagon Tiny, just jump around zapping people and demolishing everybody early game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm still unsure why we don't see that, because now people are playing it with the sort of transition in mind, where early game they go for the Blink Dagger, they go for the early aggressive plays, and even sometimes, you know, a Shadow Blade comes out from people like Era. But they always have this sort of niggling thought in the back of their heads: I've got to transition into the right-click Aghanim Scepter powerhouse that Tiny really is known for. And sometimes if you don't get the early kills and you really focus on building yourself up into this nuker, and you can fall off a little bit.
All right, Dirk, I think I found a comfortable position.
You guys should see this, honestly. He's straddling the chair backwards, you know?
Yeah. But, you know, I feel like I won't miss any more kills now that I'm in this position. It's a little uncomfortable, but
nice ergonomics.
It's okay with my arms.
All the way up, crits. Crits, not near his level 6. He's actually been slowed down a hell of a lot.
Yeah.
He's looking good for him at one point.
Okay.
No tail.
Yoko literally just like tosses him a deny. He's like, hey, kill this range creep.
Here, take this.
Let's see, what's Styling at? Just farming away, went for the treads builds, arcanes,
where do we see Brewmaster's first ulti? Is it going to be when Empire dive him, or do Monkey Business look to create a situation where they can fight on their own terms? Because Aloha Dance is level 7. Level freaking 7 lit. He could actually have gone for the Chain Frost there.
Yeah. And No Tail, especially with a small little mini stun, I think they get that kill. Resolution is dead in the top lane. Vacuum back isn't going to stop that rocket barrage. And he will die. Yoku actually trying to catch No Tail, see if he's going to be greedy. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, top lane, whatever.
Everywhere.
Silent. Gets the kill on the gyrocopter. Damn it. I said I wasn't going to miss any more kills.
T-Tours. T-Tours.
I'm going to blame my co-caster. He didn't inform me of the potential.
Bottom lane,
kill.
Something's happened.
Oh, God. Crit. He's 250 HP. Look out. Silent's having a good game. It looks like he's going,
Battle Fury.
No, why is he going Gold Scepter?
I'm unsure. Orchid Nature's Prophet he's scared of, maybe?
Yeah, but this isn't even like a
fast Orchid.
Yeah, this isn't going to be a fast Orchid. I guess it's still okay in that it offers really good mana generation. It offers you certain kind of setup capabilities.
If you want to go for solo kills, it's really good against Grave, and it's going to be good against stopping TPs. Because if he goes for solo kills with, maybe not solo kill, let's say he goes with a Lich or a Darkseer or something, they use their vacuum, they don't have stuns outside of the Tiny plus Winter's Curse. But I think that's maybe something they're looking at. You know, Nature's Prophet is on the enemy team, so you know that Moon Meander is going to be TPing himself around.
Oh, they gotta go on to Yoku, who, yeah, they're gonna pop the ultimate, try and go for this kill, especially with the Furion holding him in. It should be enough, but if Furion actually cancels that TP in, the Winter Wyvern trying to make his debut. Aloha Dance waiting it out. Looks like they may be able to get the turnaround kill onto the Brewmaster here. As soon as he pops out, Aloha Dance gonna try and go for the Chain Frost play, goes on to Fly, but it's still not enough, and No Tail gets the triple kill. What was that from Team Empire? Silent now shows up. Looks like Fly may be dying. No Tail's just gonna TP out. But seriously, what was that?
One by one by one.
Empire just like, it was an unnecessary 2 kills. Like, it just should have been the Tiny and been like, okay, can't save him. But then they like group up because they think the Brewmaster Ultimate's going to be dying sooner than it actually does. And he still has a clap afterwards. I don't know.
Radiant's courier has
and Moon just found the courier.
Hey. He's so good at that. I'm really unsure. Empire, they seem so focused on keeping Yoko alive in the majority
actually
of these
stop
games.
him. He doesn't have a TP out. He just has the Sprout Crit, are you going to be able to save him? He doesn't even try.
He did.
No. Crit had the mana and everything. Yoku coming in. Surge forwards. No. Monkey business way too far away, so they'll be fine. Darkseer about to finish up his mech, though. Looks like a Soul Ring build for the Winter Wyvern. Expecting a lot of spam here.
Yoku has a kill rune here. No tail, no ulti for 40 seconds. He's got 1200 HP or so. Getting very close to his Blink Dagger, so a kill on no tail is going to be pretty imperative here for Yoku if he can find it. But they scout it out. They know he's coming in. Observer board spot it. And they're just bunkering down in this right-hand side of the map. Farming Ancients for the Nature's Prophet. Crit. Getting closer and closer to his own Blink. And when you look at it, when they've got this double Blink threat from Brew plus Slardart, the TP and mobility from this Nature's Prophet with Orchid, and then Gyrocopter, who can just, just meander his way in, walk in, launch everything down. And he's gone for a very farm-oriented build. He's 1-1 and 0, but closing in on 100 last hits. Helm, Aquila, Phase Boost. So this is something we rarely see anymore. It's always been, recently anyway, the treads into like Sanjay Yasha, maybe with the drums thrown in. Just tank yourself up as much as you can. But Miracle likes his last hits.
He's got 92 of them already. He's top of the net worth board. Silent is trying to eke him out at 5,900. Winter Wyvern spamming out a little bit. Does have the level 6, so if they want to go on something bottom lane, they could actually with some TPs, but looks like it's actually going to be the other way around here. As No Fear. I'm not sure if he's sensing this one or just wanted to maximize the efficiency of the Soul Ring, but healed himself up for a very minimal amount. Perhaps in anticipation of this dive. Heavy amount of vision is out for Monkey Business, and Winter Wyvern, as soon as he spots someone, he immediately flies himself away. Now,
this is scary for Empire, because No-Tail's going to get his Blink, and they won't notice this. So if they come to defend this tier 1, he's just going to go in ham, honestly. So I'll actually show it here, not keeping it hidden.
Yeah, maybe that's why Empire aren't trying to fight at all. They know it's around the timing of the Blink Dagger, and it's better for them to just go for a trade-off at this point. Especially with Yoku not going for the Blink Dagger build, it seems. I feel like when you complete the drums, it means you're not going Blink.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Because most of the time I see them just go just a straight Bracer.
Yeah. Treads brace the Blink, or Treads Blink then brace it just to tank yourself up a little bit more.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
So tier 1 for tier 1 so far anyway. Silent was pushing out the middle lane, does get a bit of damage there.
Who's the DD rune for? No Tail? What about Miracle? The Gyrocopter?
I would say farm up some Ancient stack, but it's not really possible. So instead, No Tail is going to take it. That first hit guaranteed crit, it actually can do quite a bit.
What's the Lich buying? He has a Quelling Blade, 2 branches, brown boots, and a TP scroll.
That's a good question.
1,400 gold.
Is he going like a really early Glimmer Cape? That doesn't make much sense against the Amplify damage. Oh, that wasn't the response. Yule Scepter on top of the Winter's Curse. They do manage to get the stun. They're going to be able to pop him down. Miracle doesn't really grace the ultimate that he was looking for. Now he's going to have to back out. But Empire going to be a hot pursuit here as they have another surge. They're going to throw it on Yoku. See if he can catch up. Doesn't look like it's Silent. Yeah, Fly's probably dead though.
Ooh. Is he? I can toss someone forward.
Silent's going to catch up. Yoku, he's going to get the combination here. They'll burst him down before he can get off anything. Silent, Yule Scepter there. Still has a blink up. And Crit's coming in from the side. Crit very dangerously as he runs right into Yoku now. 2-man vacuum setup. Oh, there's the toss. Yoku's going to be able to get an avalanche here. Aloha Dance doesn't have the nukes. They're fighting underneath the tier 2 tower with all that minus armor. Oh, this is not going to work out well at all. Miracle just turns around. They get 2 kills. What should have just been 3 kills left and right for Empire. Actually give away a significant number that they shouldn't have. That tiny kill especially. Not going to be worth the massive dive. The potential and going on to Miracle there, especially with given how farmed he is. He went for the Sage S&Y build, but the Sage first. He's quite tanky.
They gained so much, and it was just thrown away in that split second. You know, they hear at the moment, we can kill a gyro. We've got a stun in 2 seconds. Like that's what's going through your head at that moment. We've got a stun in 2 seconds. We can catch him. We can finish him off. But
you've got to pay attention to that weave.
But also the fact that they don't have that sort of dazzle effect, you know, that they don't have that grave or the heal, the sustain to keep them going. When they do, it's the cold embrace, which forces the team fight just to become static all of a sudden. And Silent has
Silent?
blinked up into this.
Yeah, he's got a self-Yule Scepter and or never mind. Throws out a regular Yule Scepter and just blinks himself out. Slaughter's going to try and pursue, but bit too deep, and that's fine. Crude is actually going to be able to finish up Blink Dagger here pretty soon.
Oh, look at Moonmeander's money. Does that give him full Orchid now? It's close, right?
Yeah, it's pretty close. Once they have Roshan, I think he has it. Are they going to get Roshan in time? Looks like the Amplify damage is so much. Even as they do smoke up an Empire just massing themselves to the Roshan pit, maybe they could get a fight. Maybe they can even stop this. They're not taking it quite as fast as I thought they were. 1,000 HP. Jump in. Okay, No-Tail's just going to respond with immediate ultimate just to make sure they actually get Roshan and perhaps one kill. Nice save. Their crit going to still be taken out by that ultimate. Silent commits with the blink, and it looks like No Fear is going to go down on the other side. Support for support so far.
The Radiant Courier. Moonmeander, go on. Go for it.
Oh, speaking of couriers, Silent almost finds the Dire Side courier as well. So that was the support for support. No-Tail's ultimate was used, which is definitely a big factor most of the time, but they got the Aegis Roshan for Monkey business. I think, generally speaking, well worth for Monkey, as long as they hold on to this next 2 minutes, don't force a fight, and then wait until they have that ultimate up, as well as the Aegis, and I think Monkey business all but guaranteed win that fight.
Yeah, and they're looking at Empire now with Winter's Curse down for a minute. It's going to be hard for them to go and pick a fight themselves. They're going to be running into this Gyrocopter with Aegis as well, which is pretty difficult to handle. But look at the spread out from Monkey business, farming every single lane, both jungles at the same time. They've just got full control of this, and look at that. Empire, they know what's going on, but how do they stop it? They've bought Blink Dagger over on the Tiny now, so that's what they want to try and do, catch out one of these big heroes. You know, if you can blink onto the Dazzle in the back end and the Tiny just comes in from the side, then that could swing the fight in your favor. You know?
Yeah, especially like some of these heroes you can pop really well. Dazzle is a great target. Slardar's not actually bad if he already has his sprint activated, which, I mean, is actually fairly common. I feel like when you're playing Slardar, you're gonna overuse the sprint, even in scenarios that you shouldn't. Like, at least that's what I find myself running into a lot of the scenarios.
Look at Miracle. He's got no teammates near him, and he's just shoving down his bottom lane. There's nothing that can stop him. Empire, they've got to react to this out farming and out split pushing by Monkey business by trying to counteract the lane push that's being applied here, which is why Silent really hard up on this top lane, but he could get jumped on here. No-Tail doesn't want to use his ultimate until he hits level 11, though. So that's going to be this creep wave plus what, one small jungle camp?
Yeah, it's still the problem that you just don't have enough stun on the side of Monkey business to be able to control this Queen of Pain. Like, Slardar will have a Blink Dagger soon, and that's a significant step up, but you have to burst him down within that, what, 2.5 seconds? Yeah, 2.5 seconds stun time. It's a pretty rough ask. And so Empire. I suppose this Blink Dagger does also offer you certain split pushing powers for the Tiny. Because this is definitely a period of time where you do not want to be fighting in the Monkey business. Pickoffs, yes. But full 5-man team fights are no-go. Looks like they'll actually commit to this tower with the toss. Tiny will actually destroy it.
They're going to smoke and fly, right? Yeah. They're going to smoke mid and go down towards bot through the jungle.
4-man smoke heading on in. They're going to run into Aloha Dance. That's not the kill they want. Aloha Dance doesn't even try and throw out anything.
Oh.
They get more, though. Oh, Silent. He's going to be comboed down here. They managed to take him out in that 2.5 second window. Now the Winter Wyvern TP's in, but he's just going to have to fly over the cliff or an escape from the Gyrocopter.
I was going to say that the kill on Lich, you know, it's not the biggest hero to take out, but it's just that fear, the threat. Monkey business have gone into your jungle, have killed someone off. You can't farm the jungle. You've got to try and, you know, TP to top, split push away. Defending the tier 2 mid is just not an option anymore. But Silent sticking around when there's still 2 Blink heroes to jump in. S.
My chest was hurting, Durka. I had to change.
Are you dying?
Yeah, I'm just standing up now.
What does S mean? Stop?
Stop.
Instead of pause?
I guess.
I guess, yeah. Moon meander.
Anyway, it's 12 to 11, 21 minutes in. 3,000, 3,500 gold lead for Monkey Business, 1,500 experience. Kind of similar story to last game, though. Monkey Business, while they were holding control, and you could see them building on objectives and everything else, they never had that large of a lead. And Empire, this time around, should have... I don't know. Do you think they have the better late game? I feel like they do because the Tiny, but this is a Tiny without a Wisp. And you've got Monkey Business with this really greedy 4-position Slardar.
I think with all the minus armor they've got, Nature's Prophet scales decently, just the fact he has TP and the mobility he's got, split pushing. Slardar, who's, like you said, is in that 3.5 role. He's not in really a support role. He's sharing a lot of gold and experience. He's got the initiation tools he needs. Oh, they're gonna, maybe, no more blinks. Crit already used his. But the Dazzle, the fact that Empire, they're going to be forced to buy BKBs on the Tiny and the Quap, right? Just to deal with the limited stuns Monkey have, sure enough.
Miracle.
Okay.
Yeah,
1v4.
no fear, man. No fear. He just runs in there. Now the ultimate bounces out from the Fury on. Oh, and I want a 3-man stun there from Crit. Still, though, the Yule Scepter on Miracle doesn't allow him to be able to combo down. The Witcher's Curse gets laid out. Miracle almost goes down to that one. They need a little bit of extra damage, but he manages to survive. The flat dance, not finishing him off. Now Yoku comes forward. They take him out finally, and that's going to be him without the Aegis. Maybe that's what they were waiting on. Double kill is Monkey Business. They're just cleaning up Silent. He's going to be next up as the Orchid managed to land on him. Yule Scepter, but he has no HP.
Yeah.
And he will die as well. 4 down. They got the gyrocopter. I think they were trying to get the perfect timing with the Aegis falling. And they got that, but it cost them so much. Their positioning was just all wrong.
I was trying to bait it in, juke that a little bit too far, but... Winter's Curse was decent, Sonic Wave was good, but like you said, they just piled in. They dogpiled onto the gyrocopter, and then there was nothing left. The jump that they've got, the ability to kill heroes like the Dazzle very early on and stop the heals, the Graves, the Weaves. You look at the power of the Weave plus Flat Cannon alone. Miracle basically 1v5'd. He nearly killed the Lich and the Winter Wyvern before the fight even began properly, just by running towards them. Then Yoku can't blink in. They've got Silent, who needs to position really, really well, and he's struggling to buy into his Aghanim Scepter right now. It's difficult for Empire to take a fight, but they've still got the Vacuum Winter's Curse combo if they can land it. That's the big thing. Stopping No-Tail from getting his ultimate off, who's gone back for a Midas actually after the Blink Dagger. So, not going for the full sort of aura strat that we've seen before with the Vlad's, Shiva's AC. Going back for the Midas, and what do you reckon next? Because things like Lincoln Sphere, Lotus Orb wouldn't be bad on a Brewmaster.
I really like Lotus Orb against Slardar because it clears through the amplified damage, and amplified damage kind of serves as a beacon for your team. Focus this hero, right? So it's very likely you can remove that amplify as well as reflect back some spells that are going to be thrown at that hero. So I actually like Lotus Orb quite a bit. I'm not quite sure if that's his plan with this whole Midas situation. I don't know. The whole scenario is quite weird. A Lich is rather ineffective overall. And he still doesn't have maxed out Ice Armor.
Poor little Lich. Bottom lane.
Yule Scepter, he's fine.
Is he though?
He'll take some damage. TP himself out, and we'll be good. Finish up the Ags. Middle lane, they do know Miracle's here. They're going to try and run him down, toss him forward, and vacuum him.
No,
vacuum him back. Okay, there it is.
No. Yeah. Oh dear.
One of those awkward scenarios you start making the call before the player does it. And then he doesn't do it, and you're like, oh.
Didn't happen. Didn't happen.
It's okay. Tiny didn't really have the mana for it anyway. He didn't have enough for Avalanche. Silent, don't challenge Miracle. He's got his bodyguards ready to go. Fly and crit. Especially Slardar.
Hags up on
If I had a bodyguard, this is what I would want him to look like.
The Slardar.
Yeah. You could tell. He's a mean mofo.
Oh, what about Axe?
Whoa, jump in. They're actually going to go for no fear here, but crit, that's a solo kill you can't really afford to go for. He's going to get caught by the Winter's Curse, and Yoku finally gets here for the combination.
That's a big commitment of Winter's Curse, but worth it when you think about Monkey Business's sort of initiation tools.
Yeah,
it's Slardar Blink.
Yeah, I think Slardar's actually worth so much because he's setting up the Brewmaster Blink, he's setting up the Gyrocopter Ultimate.
And the fact that the Crusher's a relatively low cooldown as well, you know, it's that blink stun, blink stun, blink stun kind of thing that we see from him that's very important. Because the Brewmaster blinks in, claps, ulties, but if you don't have a target to blink clap onto, it's tough. But take a look, Moon Meander. He's doing that thing again. He's doing that thing where there's treants on the tier 3.
He doesn't have the axe yet, but it'll get there. Silence actually just gonna go for the tower. Looks like bringing it a bit lower anyway. So where do we go from here? Monkey Business almost have the mech on the Dazzle. And I feel like they're kind of hitting a peak where they could just force some really good fights. Especially with level 3 soon on the Brewmaster. Oh, jump in. They're going to be able to almost pop Miracle. Gets off the BKB. The pure damage isn't quite enough, but what a shallow grave. That is beautiful timing. Now Silent's going to be a little bit caught. They cold embrace him up. Crit's going to be able to come in with the crush. Will be able to stun up Silent, but unfortunately doesn't get the damage. They still get the burst, though. Chain Frost bounces back to Crit, but no further bounces after that one. The combination, Yoku doesn't have a prayer to live through all of that. Now No Fear. He's going to be caught as well.
Oh,
nice force stab through the trees. Going to catch No Fear before he can get over that cliff, and Empire.
So they
lose 3.
Oh, that's lucky. Yoku just got his buyback. He just ticked over enough gold. So Monkey Business, what do? You shove 2 lanes, you look for tier 2, but Roshan's alive. Like they've got so many options after winning that team fight.
Yeah, go for the safer option, tier 2 and Roshan, I would say.
So many ways to go.
See Miracle fearlessly pushing out that middle lane. Is he going Scotty next? I think he is, right?
The ultimate orb?
Yeah, Moon gonna be caught here. They don't have the Chain Frost to be able to finish him off, but they do have the wall. Still not enough. Shallow-Grave's gonna be able to come in. Aloha Dance, he's definitely dead. His Crit commits onto him. Next up is going to be Resolution. See if they can chase him down. No Tail with the body blocks, and soon to be Clap. Resolution gets some distance. Force stab through the trees. TP out, but Crit is here. Bash! Oh, never mind.
Okay.
Amplified damage, and a Crit comes out. And Jesus, No Tail just destroys that Darkseer.
I thought maybe Resolution was out there. The fact that the Force Crush didn't work out for Crit, but oh man. Now they are walking up high ground here, potentially against Winter's Curse Sonic Wave. I don't think this is the best way to go about this with Roshan alive. Did they end up scouting it? Because I saw someone walking up where? There, they're going in. They know. They know.
Yeah, I'm sure that just timing-wise, it's pretty late for it. So that'll be another Aegis for Miracle. They actually complete this Scotty, he'll have, what, 2400, 2500 HP? And then a second life as well.
And then after that, Satanic.
Yeah.
This guy becomes unkillable.
So 2500 HP, 23 armor, magic immunity, lifesteal,
Grave Weave.
a hell of a lot of movement speed.
Mech on fly, soon to be Arcane Boots. And now they're bait. Miracle. The Gyrocopter in his wild habitat. Trying to draw the opponents into him with their big ultimates, but Empire.
They're not taking that bait,
second.
but maybe. Never mind. No dust.
Silent, time to blink TP away, my friend. Is he gonna go for this greedy wave clear? Oh my god, he blinks forward as well.
Just throw out the ultimate, dude.
dead.
Oh no. Another big critical with that amplified damage. Boy, Brewmaster's quite the heavy hitter. They're actually going to go on the middle lane. They know how many heroes are not here, but Miracle just pops BKB. Turn around, fight me, he says. No fear. He's going to be going down. It's Orchid will pop him soon. And that's going to be the gem on the deck. Miracle wants to try and recover that one. Doesn't actually have it. Yoku throws out the combination that will be able to take him out. Stun onto 2. Resolution will be caught by that one. Now the ultimate comes out for the Brewmaster. Force step away. Resolution still taken out by that Orchid. It's only going to be Silent. And now Yoku thrown up in the air.
No Tail, where are you going? Is he killing
Crit?
something?
He's going to be able to get the... Oh yeah, he's got him.
Silent has no buyback now.
Oh man, they have a buyback on the Darkseer, but it might be just too late. They've now got a Silver Edge to remove Craggy.
Oh my god.
This Tiny has no armor. Yeah, GG.
It's over.
The Slardar served as...
the catalyst for everything.
Yeah, I mean, he worked really well with the Brewmaster with that kind of guaranteed crit. You had this minus armor against the Tiny, And it also works really well with the flat cannon. I actually like playing a game against a Deuce Slardar, right? And I'm sitting there and I'm just like, oh, it's Deuce, it's not really doing anything.
Me with
Right?
the arrows.
Yeah, split shot, but I have this amplify damage on me. I feel like the same thing kind of applies with this flat cannon, right? You throw it on one hero and Gyrocopter's getting those guaranteed hits in with the flat cannon, unless he doesn't have vision. He's getting those guaranteed shots, and you're just gonna start